This is Gary Shaw from Bray Wanderers, and you're watching Irish Footy Vlogs. Please subscribe to the channel.
And welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. This week we're going to look at the Division 1 playoffs. Obviously, Galway took on Bray and UC took on Treaty, rather. Obviously, in their second legs of the games. So I think the first one we want to talk about is Galway 0, Bray 1. Brandon Kavanagh got the goal in the 20th minute. I think a lot of people, including ourselves, really backed Galway for this one. I was actually very pleasantly surprised, and fair play to Bray for getting the win. I think they thoroughly deserved it, and obviously there's a lot of things going off the field for Bray at the minute that's just nonsense at the minute. So it's great for the fans of Bray Wanderers at the minute that they've got into the playoff. Shall we say, semi-final, because obviously there's another leg to go after this, and they did very well. Talk us through this game. We'll look at the goal anyway. First of all, it's a 20th minute Brandon Kavanagh got.
Yeah, what a goal. What a goal. What a team goal, first of all. Brandon Kavanagh picks it up. He starts off the move and just keeps the move flowing. And eventually, I think it was Richie O'Farrell maybe, but who lent it to him, if you like, because he did lend it to him at the edge of the area. And Kavanagh just, what a finish. And that was the difference technically over the two legs, was the quality that Brandon Kavanagh can bring. I think he's been a bit up and down for Bray this season, to be honest with you. Serious quality, individual class, much better than anyone else in the Galway or the Bray team. Would have liked to have seen a bit more consistent, though. That's the only thing. But he's a man for the big occasion as well. He scored a brilliant goal in the 3-3 draw against Shelbourne. He ultimately won Bray the tie here as well. Really, really good player. Just a typical footballer, like your raw footballer with football ability, talent. Can see things that a lot of other players can't see. And, he's out of contract at the end of the season. It'll be interesting there. But this game itself, like Galway themselves, will be kicking themselves a little bit. They created an awful lot of chances from start to finish, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was pretty kind of a while end to end, like going up and back and up and back, and both teams are making chances throughout. It could have been anyone's game right up to the goal, I felt anyway. But even after the goal, both teams were going for it. Obviously, Galway had to make sure to go for it as well, because it's anyone's game still.
Yeah, I think Galway will be disappointed that they didn't score in the two matches. To come back to the first match just for a second, because it does kind of tie in as well. I think Gary Cronin actually got it spot on. I said I think it was the preview show of the game, I said that Bray can't lose this match at the Carlisle grounds. Now, I felt watching it at the game, can Bray just do a little bit more and just go for a little bit more? But he got it spot on ultimately, because he made sure, as much as he can make sure in any match, not to lose that match. And it gave them an opportunity then going to Eamon DC Park. Eamon DC Park was bouncing, it was hostile. As I said, Galway really came out of the blocks though. They created chances. Dave Hurley had a chance that just went over. Wilson Warrior was very lively in attack and had some chances. He hit the bar later on as well. The chances were there for Galway and the performance was there for Galway. It wasn't quite like Bray rode their luck in this one more so than they did in the Carlisle, let's say. I thought they were quite comfortable defensively in the Carlisle, but they did ride their luck a little bit in this one as well at Eamon DC Park. And Galway will be disappointed that ultimately they didn't score and Bray that got that goal to go through. But at the same time, I think it just proves something I've been saying all season as well. It doesn't matter where you finish the playoffs. In fact, sometimes the higher up you finish, the more pressure there is on you. Galway finished 14 points above Bray in the table. Meant nothing. Bray last season finished second in the league, were knocked out by Galway, who finished behind them. So it's kind of gone the reverse. It just shows like second, third, fourth, fifth doesn't mean anything. Ultimately, as you say, Bray will be delighted, absolutely delighted to go through. I thought Galway would go through personally. Bray just looked like they were in a bit of disarray coming to the end of the season. But as I said, a sprinkle of stardust from Brandon Kavanagh was enough to get them through, and they'll march on to the final now against UCD.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good analysis of it, Keith. We were actually at the Bows match, me and Keith, we were checking live score every minute, and we're like, Bray are going up. Yeah, look, delighted for any Bray fans watching this, and best of luck in the semi-final. Anyway, Galway will feel a straw. As you said, 14 points. They really led the league ahead of them, and all season they really led it. And it just goes to show fine margins. In a playoff, anything can happen, and form goes out the window. That's not what to say.
Yeah.
So again, just looking at the UCD game, then obviously it was UCD 1, Treaty 2. UCD obviously got through from the goals they had in the first game. Melody got the goal in the 8th minute. O'Donnell got a goal in the 52nd minute. And later on in the second half, 69th minute, Verdon got the goal for UCD. In the 52nd minute, 55th minute, Stephen Christopher got a red card. He also set up the goal for Treaty. He put a very, very good ball into the back post and it was headed on in. So, Treaty got the win, but obviously wasn't enough to get through. Key talks through this one.
Tell you what, they made a fine fist of this, Stas. I mean, they were 3-0 down from the first leg. To go 2-0 up at the tie, they'll absolutely be killing themselves that Christopher got sent off after 55 minutes because you're 2-0 up. You've only gone 2-0 up 3 minutes before through Anthony O'Donnell. And you're thinking at this point, can Treaty actually pull this off? Can they do it? And they could because they're 2-0 up.
Yeah.
But to get that sending off 3 minutes later, they'll be killing themselves. And obviously UCD come back into it. Verdon scores after 69. That's kind of it. But it was madness in the first 20 minutes or so because it was the game was all over the place. There was no pattern. Treaty took the lead. They did come out with the blocks, to be fair. They took the lead, but UCD had their opportunities as well. And they came close. I think it might be the 15th minute or something, but they came close as well to scoring as well. But then Treaty did a couple of other chances as well. And the goalkeeper, Lorcan Healy, be disappointed with the goal that he conceded, the first goal. However, he made a good save a couple of minutes later again. And as I said, UCD had their chances. In 10 minutes, they had a chance as well. It was just, there was no pattern. And it was almost like UCD were 3-0 up, that they weren't sure how to approach the game. And even though I am sure that Andy Myler, would have had a plan, obviously, and they would have had a plan, but subconsciously, you're 3-0 up. It's very difficult. And Treaty kind of just, abandoned everything. Wentford, and did leave themselves open at the back as well. But at the same time, it worked because, as I said, 2-0 up 52 minutes, red card 55 minutes killed them because it leaves you thinking, if Christopher doesn't get sent off after 55 minutes, could Treaty have done this? Could they have done this? And obviously Treaty still needed that third goal, but they needed it while they were down to 10 men. And obviously UCD then had opportunities to score on the counter, and Verdon scored that goal on 69 minutes, and it did, I suppose, it killed the time anyways. But look, at the end of the day, like UCD over the 2 legs, they did deserve to go through. They're probably going to be favourites, I'd argue, for the final now against Bray as well, which brings its own pressure in the playoffs. But Treaty give themselves a pat on the back because they just, everything in this game, they just kind of showed what they've been about this season, basically. Character, attitude, work rate, organisation. And that bit of quality that was needed came to the fore in this game as well. But a big pat on the back for Treaty, even though it might sound a bit condescending from their point of view, but it is deserved. And UCD do go through, deservedly go through, and it's going to be a very interesting final now against Bray Wanderers. I'd say one thing though quickly, I'm disappointed though again with the fixture committee with this one. I really am. That's on a Friday evening at Dalymount Park, UCD and Bray. What an opportunity that would have been for people who maybe didn't support either club to get to, particularly around Dublin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to put it the same night as the final games, the Premier Division fixtures, surely they could have put it on a Saturday or Sunday somehow.
You could have put it on that Saturday. Like, obviously, Bows, I went to Sligo that night, and I hope to be there. So if I was going to be at Sligo, I would have went to Dalymount Park and I would have watched this game and I would have went to it live, as would many other people. A lot of Bows fans would have went anyway. Especially to see UCD. They're a very good team, and we all know how good they actually are to watch, like, as a football team. But it's shocking. But even, looking at a different game like Thursday now, obviously Ireland 21s play, and Bows are going to miss 3 players with that away with them, and the play Rovers that night. It's just not right. But that's the league. It has their own problems. Easily fixed, in my opinion, but I suppose that's a conversation for another day. Not to go back too much to it, but then again, you're so right in what you said, Keith, about they're sending off, killing them. It was 50 seconds when they had their goal. It was early in the second half. There's so much more time to get another third, and they would have had so much confidence. UCD were shook when that went in, and you could just
kill their momentum, Daz. They killed their momentum big time.
We've often said this season that UCD have a problem with grinding out results. If they need to actually grind and try and stick a plan out, I think sometimes they kind of struggle to do that because they're very, very attacking, but they obviously don't have the grit and the kind of experience and the hard hitters to try and see out results like that. And I think that's probably what kind of UCD as well. Treaty just went for, just threw everything at them once, went for, and like you said, deservedly so. And they put up a very big fight and performance. And I hope that they are back in the playoffs next season. I know I'm talking way away. but they deserve to be, and they've done their fans proud and they've done really, really well. But look, UCD march on into the semi-final of it. Obviously, the final is whoever finishes second bottom of the Premier Division. Best of luck to both teams involved. Thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you're new, and let us know what you think below, and let us know what you think of the goals. And sending off. Thanks for watching.